All right, guys, the Utah Jazz blew out the Lakers with ease. This is the Hoops Nerd postgame show. I'm not going to lie. I started a little later than I wanted to, partly because this is a 8 o'clock start, and this game, 8 o'clock starts suck, and that makes for a late, live show tonight. So I apologize to all of you. But part of that reason is I was kind of going on Twitter and looking because apparently the entirety of the Lakers fan base got catfished. They thought that some Twitter account for some girl named Vivian was real, and it was just created by some guy, and the entire Lakers fan base fell for it. I may do a video on it because it's wildly fascinating to me. Anyways, that's why we're late tonight. The other reason is the Utah Jazz destroyed the Los Angeles Lakers. There was nothing about the Lakers team that's really worth mentioning tonight. Andre Drummond had a nightmare tonight, and his nightmare was Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert absolutely dominated the Los Angeles Lakers tonight, and all he did was score. Let's see. Rudy Gobert's line tonight was a 5 for 7 from the field. He had 14 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks, 0 turnovers, and he now is the proud father of Andre Drummond. He just absolutely destroyed him. There's nothing that Andre Drummond can do now. Andre Drummond now has to either be cut or waived, picked up by the Nets until he probably retires. That's the rule. That's what happens when you face Gobert. Unbelievable. You know what? And some of you are incredible online. I think that the Lakers were catfished tonight by Andre Drummond because they thought that Andre Drummond was an NBA player. Turns out he was not. They got catfished with Andre Drummond. So sorry to Lakers fans. Make sure that next time you fall in love with a Twitter account, make sure it's a real person. Next time you tell people that Andre Drummond is a legitimate NBA center that can help you win games, don't do that either. That's what Lakers fans do. They get catfished by their own players, thinking that they're legit. That's it. Dennis Schroeder's is the only real nice player that I see on this team, and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope can shoot. That's all the Lakers have. So come playoff time, it's going to be interesting. They still have LeBron James. They still have Anthony Davis, and they do play defense, I will say. But that's about it with the Lakers. They are how any team that plays their actual players loses to this Lakers team. I don't understand. Utah rested 4 players. Quinn should have challenged a play call. Should have played Mia Ione a couple more minutes, and the Jazz would have beat him. I don't know what. I mean, Quinn should feel bad about last game losing, to be honest. This Lakers B crew is just not very good. Rudy Gobert is absolutely dominant in every single way in this game. He just shuts down everything. And I think they mentioned it during the broadcast. The crew mentioned we'll just check it just to verify how it ended. The Lakers from 3 shot 42%, and they shot 43% from the field. So they ended up actually, after Rudy Gobert sat, ended up having their 2-point percentage catch up. But during the game when Rudy Gobert was playing, they literally shot a better 3-point percentage than they did 2-point percentage. And that's called Rudy Gobert, his dominance. By the way, we've got a dominant starter in our ranks. Jason Larson, welcome to the starters. Welcome to the channel. You're a rotation player, Jason. Welcome to the team. You're going to get minutes because you're a starter. Thank you, sir. Welcome, Jason. Welcome to the Hoops Nerd channel. Welcome to the team, baby. Anyways, Rudy Gobert absolutely crushed it. Dominant. 10 rebounds, 14 points, plus 17 for the game. There's a couple players I want to give a shout out to. Royce O'Neal and Bojan Bogdanovic. Both players are shooting the ball with confidence. Guess what Royce O'Neal shot from 3 tonight? 3 for 3. If that 3-point shot for Royce O'Neal is back, and what I liked is that he was shooting it with confidence. He did not hold back one bit. He shot it with confidence. 3 for 3. If Royce O'Neal is hitting that 3-point shot, look out. And I know this is the Lakers B squad, but they're a top defense even with, they're a pretty good defense even with LeBron and AD out. and Royce shot 3 for 3, and that's a big deal for the Jazz because like we've talked about before, if you've watched before, we've talked about how that Jazz offense can be the best in the league, and at one point this year it was like the best in history because of just the efficiency of it. And the reason is that if every single player on the floor outside of the rolling big man in Rudy Gobert and Derek Favors is hitting like 40% from 3, there is no weakness if the ball is moving. Because who do you lay off of? You know, I was watching during halftime. I was watching a little bit of like Grizzlies and Nuggets, and you watch these teams, and they're playing like the Nuggets. You know, played Shaq Harrison tonight, but he can't shoot the 3. You know, in the playoffs, you're not guarding Shaq Harrison. You're just not. That's what happens in the playoffs. You just focus on their strengths. You try to slow them down, and you don't waste your time on the weaknesses. Like you might in the regular season, sometimes you'll catch yourself guarding, a Shaq Harrison or someone. But in the playoffs, you just ignore it, and you attack the weakness. Like in the playoffs, the Jazz attacked Michael Porter Jr. to the point where they had to bench him halfway through the series. You know, what's the weakness for the Jazz for opposing defenses? If Royce O'Neal and Bojan Bogdanovic are knocking down the 3, what's the weakness? There is none. You know, the 9th man for the Jazz is probably George Niang, and he hits at like 40-something% from 3. What can you do? If you've got the Jazz running pick and rolls and the 3 players on the wing outside of the 2 pick and roll players are all shooting 40% from 3, what do you do? There's nothing you can do. This Jazz team is that good. Justin Ty H, $4.99. Thank you, sir. Let's hear what Justin has to say. Anyone who doesn't think Rudy is the DPOY has issues. I agree. Anyone who doesn't think Rudy is the DPOY is just like, is telling on themselves, is a liar. It's not even close. And sadly, he probably won't win it because of NBA politics. Maybe. There's always a chance. I mean, maybe. I actually think Rudy wins it pretty easily, Justin. He's already won it twice. So we do know that he's not been cheated in the past. He has had it taken from him twice before. Like Rudy should be looking for his 5th DPOY, if we're being honest. They gave it 1 year to Kawhi Leonard, who missed like 15 to 20 games 1 year. And they still gave it to Kawhi. That was baloney. That was Rudy Gobert's, and that was just pure bias. The fact that So I agree there is a chance, but I think Rudy Gobert wins it easily. Like tonight was just a perfect example. The game before, Rudy Gobert doesn't play and it's a close one. Tonight they play and they just dominate. I mean, it's a blowout. So yeah, Rudy Gobert is the defensive player of the year. There's no question about it. No question. Absolutely no question. The other player I want to talk about a little bit is Joe Ingles. Joe Ingles is having the best season that no one outside of intense NBA Twitter and Jazz fans are really knowing. Like he is tonight. Joe Ingles shot 8 for 11 from the field. He was 5 for 8 from 3. What's nuts about that is Joe Ingles shoots 50% from 3. That's just his average. So he's only slightly above his average tonight by shooting 5 for 8, 62%. He had 4 rebounds, 5 assists, only 2 turnovers, had 21 points, and was a plus 23. JT Wardell, welcome to Starter. We got rotation players tonight. I got some free agents on my hands. JT Wardell, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Starter. We're going to get you minutes, JT. That's what we do with starters. We give you a rotation. All right? Just make sure that you're putting up buckets, all right, JT? I need buckets from you. This is what I'm asking from you, JT. Get me some buckets, okay? As a starter. But anyways, Joe Ingles is absolutely insane. I'm going to switch this. Let's see. So we used to be able to... Let's just see if I can do this. Probably cannot. I was going to see... Because I could usually kind of switch this to the advanced, but... maybe it's not letting us tonight. NBA.com, you're failing me right now. You're failing me. I guess we can't do that. I wanted to look at the kind of the advanced stats for Joe Ingles, but it looks like for the game he had an over 100% true shooting percentage, which is insane. Basically, what Joe Ingles has learned how to do is just make every 3 he takes that's an open 3, and he takes only good shots. And he only takes efficient shots. So he only goes to the rim and he only shoots threes. He does the he does the Ezekiel Ricibe, you upgraded to starter. You just earned more minutes. You just got a starting rotation spot, Ezekiel. Welcome to starter. We got 3 starters tonight. That means, am I a general manager of the year? I think so. JT says my 6'5", yes, would take Drummond to school. Yes, probably. Although, you know what? Anyone who can just like fight with that guy is going to do really well. But you know what, JT? You're a starter. I agree with you. Yes, you could. On this team, yes, you could. Yes, you could. I want my minutes, says Ezekiel. Well, guess what? You're going to get him. You are in a starting role on this team. What I was going to say, though, is basically Joe Ingles is doing what James Harden does, but he's shooting 50% from 3. It's actually insane what Joe Ingles is doing. And that's why that's why Joe Ingles is right here. This face is the face of a man. I don't know what I'm doing. This is the face of a man who is shooting, has learned how to just break the game of basketball. He broke basketball. Joe Ingles is doing what James Harden does at a more efficient clip. He's unreal. I thought at some point, he's 33 years old, maybe Joe Ingles would slow down. He's only gotten better. And I actually feel like what needs to happen is the Jazz just need to rest Joe here and there. But Joe Ingles' record as a starter is like 10-2, guys. He is absolutely the thing that is, and this is one thing I wanted to talk about. Joe Ingles is going to have a big playoffs. Joe Ingles is going to have an insane playoffs. Robert Hall, $2. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. Goats eat catfish for lunch. Yeah, guess what? Joe Ingles ate all the catfish tonight. He fried it up and he just like put that in let's say it was canola oil. It was a nice canola oil at the perfect temperature. He took that catfish and it was in a nice breadcrumb with some egg wash and then another dip in the breadcrumb, and then we put it in the nice canola oil, fried it with perfection, and then oh man, we just put that on a nice potato bun with like a perfect chipotle mayo, and we just enjoyed the heck out of that catfish tonight. Those Lakers were just, there's the nickname for the Lakers fans, by the way. They're the catfish, the LA catfish. That's who they are. That's who they are. The LA catfish. That's who they are tonight, my friends. That's who they are. But anyways, Joe Ingles has broken basketball. He's broken it. He took what James Harden does, and he just makes all the shots. And he's not even worried about getting to the line. Like, he doesn't even really need to get to the line because he makes everything he takes. Joe Ingles tonight shot 0 for 0 from the free throw line because guess what? He was 8 for 11 from the field, 5 for 8 from 3. Insanity. Unbelievable. Trying to see here if I can. Oh, here we go. Advanced stats. We got it. Let's see. Joe Ingles tonight. He had an offensive rating of 136 and a defensive rating of 96. A net rating of 39.9. Assist to turnover ratio 27. Some of these I'm just reading because I don't really know what I'm talking about. True shooting percentage of 95.5. Royce O'Neal, by the way, was 130 because he shot 3 for 3 from 3. Royce O'Neal, by the way, that's my biggest excitement tonight is Royce O'Neal shooting 3 for 3 from 3. And we talked about this last game. It wasn't last night. It was last game. Andrew Streeter, 199. Thank you, sir. I'm subscribed, but how do I join the channel? I believe if you look below here, there should be a button that just says join. I believe. But everyone in the comments, help him out. But anyways, lost my train of thought here. Royce O'Neal. We talked about this. It looked last game that he was shooting that 3 with confidence. Like, literally, it was just a head game. And I know, like, David Locke on his podcast, I don't listen to David Locke, guys. Part of it is I just want the thoughts on this channel to be original. And so there's some things with David Locke I don't want to get into, but that I didn't, we're not going to get into it. But I know David Locke has mentioned from people talking to me saying that, like, Royce O'Neal was injured or something like that. And that may very well be. He rested 1 game, and maybe that fixed whatever was ailing him. Like, maybe Royce just needed, like, a mental health vacation like we all take once in a while. You know what I mean? But honestly, I think it was mental. I think it was all in here. I think that Royce O'Neal was just got a little bit of the yips. And last game and tonight, he was shooting with confidence. And I missed the three celebration. It's the best. We haven't seen it for a while. Tonight we got 3 of the 3. A 3 for 3. And it was great. It was great. Royce O'Neal is one of the keys to this team winning it all. Because if Royce O'Neal is hitting that 3, there's no weakness for this Jazz team on offense. Zero. Because if you're Donovan Mitchell or Mike Conley and you're running a pick and roll with Rudy Gobert and you don't get to the rim and score, or Gobert is covered, if any of those players come off and you pass the ball out and they take the shot, it's going in. Because the other team, what are they going to do? You know, if they don't help, then Mike Conley and Donovan Mitchell will destroy who's guarding them. You know, because what'll happen is that the Jazz will switch things up until they get the matchup in that pick and roll that they want. Adrian Harrigan, $1. Thank you, sir. I'll take that. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you, Adrian. Let's see. And so what happens is you have Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, Joe Ingles, and Jordan Clarkson all initiating offense and driving to the hoop and either scoring, resetting for another pick and roll against a weaker defender, or kicking out to whoever helped. The guy whoever helped, let's see, the guy on the team whose man helped, whoever that is that's open, you pass it to that person. And if it's Royce O'Neal, if it's Bojan Bogdanovic, if it's Joe Ingles, if it's whoever, if it's George Niang, if they're open and they take the 3 and it's 40%, it's money. And that's why the Jazz won so many games this first part of the year, that when they were just boat racing teams. Because who do you guard? Royce O'Neal was shooting like 45% from 3 at one point this year. That took a nosedive that we all noticed. But all of a sudden, it's like we're seeing those numbers start to creep back. And if you have Royce O'Neal hitting that 3, that's insanity. That's insanity. Exciting stuff for this Jazz team, guys. Exciting stuff to see them. And I know it's the Lakers team without LeBron and AD. And so it's obviously going to be a different team with them. But Utah played without Donovan Mitchell tonight. You know? No Donovan Mitchell tonight. And they won with absolute ease. Guys, there's not a lot else to say. It's just really nice to beat the Lakers team. Lakers Twitter, who's just some of the worst out there in the history of the planet, they all got catfished. They thought a girl was real. And she turned out to not be real. I mean, I'm going to do a video about it. I got to, because it's hilarious. I think I'll do it tomorrow, just because it makes me laugh. It's funny. And we're going to do the first Hoops Nerd investigation. And I'm excited about it. It's funny. It's great. It's amazing. And I might, we'll just do some investigation. It's investigation for the channel. All right, guys, guess what? We've got 3 starters, but guess what? We've got to give a shout out to our All-Stars tonight. We have All-Stars to shout out. These are the guys that are making it happen, that are going to the All-Star game. These are the guys that are running the show. These are the guys you got to double team, because if you don't, they get buckets. Tonight, let's just give a shout out. Austin R. Grant, thank you, sir. Eric C. Kelsey Hammer, Donald Shuley, Cody Strickland, Mitt Robach, DW to CB, Darren Williams to Carlos Boozer, Jorge Arizaga, Lee Christensen, Shan Therick, Ryan Perry, the legend from DC, Justin Ty H, Patrick Akubo, my buddy that we watched the Jazz. I think they lost to the Spurs that game we watched, but it was still fun. Robert Hall, my guy from Twitter, and DW, Jazz going all the way. If you're new to the channel, or if you're like Andrew Streeter, you can join the channel by one of these. I'm pointing at it here. There's a button that says join. And that way you can join the channel and be a part of the chat and talk with everyone. If you haven't already, go to the Discord and join the Discord. It's fun. It's great. It's a way to talk with Jazz fans and Hoops Nerd members. It's a way to talk to your teammates. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty great. Make sure that you guys like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I have to say, 2 news items. I got a sponsorship coming that I'm gonna do here. It's gonna be kind of crazy. Gonna be kind of fun. I sold out. I don't care. We all sell out. That's what we do. But sometimes on defense, you got to sell out to get the win. All right, that's what you got to do. Also, Uh, oh, I like literally forgot what I was going to say. I also want to I love the live streams, and I think this is perfect for what this channel is post games. Let's do live streams because we're creating a community and it's great. But I also want to do separate videos that are not live, that are just things that I create that, you know, maybe a little bit better production, a little bit edited, a little better. I think, for example, the Lakers catfish investigation is like an example. I want to just do more videos that can help kind of grow the channel outside of live streams, just because, you know what, this is something I just love doing, and I'd love to keep this channel growing and doing a lot of things. I also have another idea for I just wish I had 100 hours in the day, guys, because there's a lot of things I would love to do, but for now we're just trying to grow. We're trying to do what we can with the time that we are given. Am I right? But I want to just start. I want to keep with the live streams because this has been a lot of fun. But I also want to try to do some other things that are non-live videos. That's just kind of the goal. And this is probably me just talking out loud. And who knows if I have the time to do it, because obviously we have SLC Dunk that I have to write for and run and manage. And by the way, if you're not going to SLC Dunk, make sure you're going to SLC Dunk. It's the best website out there. It is absolutely uncensored, absolutely free. Absolutely the best stuff out there. It's incredible. Go to SLC Dunk, read the articles. And if you haven't already, like we said, like and subscribe, join the channel, become a starter like all our new starters today, or an all-star, or a rookie. A rookie with potential is as good as anything sometimes. But anyways, guys, I appreciate all of you. You're amazing. Audrey's asleep, so she's not getting on the channel. I apologize. I will talk to you next time.